Hello everyone, welcome back to Chendu Digital Class. Today's video we are looking at reading B from 6th unit in 10th class. This unit tells about nation and diversity. It is a part in this unit. The topic name is A Plea for India. It is a patriotic poem which was written by an unknown poet. We don't know who has written this poem, but it is an excellent poem. Invokes patriotism among the people of India. When we read this poem, A Plea for India, we have to understand plea. Plea word. Plea is a request. Plea is an appeal. Plea is an urgent request. Here, the poet appeals the people of India, and the poet prays to God, and the poet asks God excuse the people who do wrong. Okay, let's move on. Here, first stanza. We Indians are proud to be a strong nation. Our roots, we declare, cannot be shaken. Then why these fights, which leaves us in poor plight, irrespective of our region? Forget the castes, which makes us lose our charm. Let's ignore the selfish call of each region and listen for once to the call of the nation. Here, if you come to details, here the poet tells who lived in India, who belong to India, should feel proud as ours is a strong nation. Our India is strong because India is regarded as a great secular country. It is strong in economy power, military power, industrially, agriculturally, technologically. Our roots, our roots. This praise refers to the concern of the nation. We proudly declare that we cannot be shaken. What is the meaning of this sentence? These qualities which we have discussed before cannot be shaken. Then why these fights, which leaves us in poor plight? Here the poet asks why these fights, which leaves us in poor plight. Plight means here sad situation. So they are clearly seen for selfishness and self employment. Those fights cause difficult and sad situation irrespective of our region. Forget the castes. Here the poet requests all the Indians to forget the region and castes, which makes us lose our charm. Here the poet requests all the Indians to forget the caste. When we are fighting for these regions and castes, we are losing the beauty of our India. Let's ignore the selfish calls of each nation. Here the poet asks people to ignore. Ignore means not to pay attention. People are asked not to respond to the call given selfish persons and listen for once to the call of the nation. So here we should not pay attention of the fighting of caste and religions regions. Okay now. So we one side our India is calling us. We have a lot of work to complete that. Here the poet asks people to take the call of the nation. What is the call of the nation here? That means the call of the nation is the need to struggle for the development and growth of the country, ignoring the selfish regional interests. So here one side our India, our nation is need to struggle for the development. One side our nation is struggling for the development and growth. So we have to understand these things. Okay, now let's move on. Here, why do you spend our time bickering when so many tasks need finishing? don't we have better things to do than indulge in creating problems anew? Is all this violence needed with the people being cheated? Here, why do we spend our time bickering? Here, the poet asks people why we spend our time arguing about things that are not important, or we are spending our time quarreling over petty issues when so many tasks to be finished. India has to develop in all fields. It should stand as an example of morals. In India, there are so many problems to be solved for the poor people. Don't we have better things to do than indulge in creating problems anew? So here, the poet suggests that Indians should concentrate on better things like unity, brotherhood, development of the nation, rather than involving in creation of a new problems. Indulge means here take a part in activity. Okay, indulge means take a part in activity. Is all this violence needed with the people being cheated? The poet questions people whether violence is needed cheating people. Here, what is cheating the people and how? Answer is the violence is cheating the people in the sense that they are provoked to violence in the name that they are going to achieve something great out of it, but in fact they are losing their lives without any reason. Next, move on. Next, who will return this son, this only son, whom she loves a ton? Who will bring back his brother, whose ashes he is still to gather? Where has all the love gone, which resides in the heart of all? Here, in the third stanza, who will return this son only? This only son. That means when one does not have the capacity to bring back the life of a person, one does not have the right to cause someone's death. And what did the mother lose in the violence? That answer is the mother lost her son in the violence. The poet asks us who can give the mother her most loved son who was killed in violence? Who will bring back his brother, whose ashes he is still to gather? In these lines, the poet asks the people whether we can give back the brother of someone who was killed in violence and whose ashes he is still to gather. That means, it means he lost his brother very recently, just 1 or 2 days. 2 days ago. Where has all the love gone? The poet questions all the people where the love is in our hearts has gone, and the people who involve themselves in the riots based on the caste religion. Forget the elements of love that was there in their hearts once upon a time. Once upon a time, so totally the people had a lot of affection. But when they are forgetting, when they are fighting for the caste and religion, they forgot the elements of love. Okay, which resides in the hearts of all. What was residing in the hearts of the people? Answer is love. Love was residing in the hearts of the people earlier. Now let's move on. There is no reason to be proud and be on high cloud. We have to go a long way. We have to think seriously, else we end up miserably. So here, there is no reason to be proud. The poet tells there is no reason to be proud. because we Indians are proud that our nation is strong and its roots cannot be shaken. But now both of them proved to be wrong. We are fighting among ourselves over petty things. So there is no needed to be proud and be on high cloud. That means to be very happy for something. People have long way to go and people have to think seriously, else we end up miserably. Here, suppose if we do not think seriously, what happens? We have to face very serious consequences if we do not think seriously about how to stop violence and concentrate on what we have to do for unity and development. Okay, that is. Let's move on. Next, then let our minds throw out the rot and devote our time to pious thoughts. Let us control the riots, which leaves us with no choice but to hang our heads in shame and say we have miserably failed. We have the power to win. So why not end this din? Then here, let our minds throw out the rot. Here, what is the rot here? That we have to throw out of our minds. That was the useless thoughts. We have to throw our minds. What are those? That is useless thoughts from our mind about the things like caste, religion, and reason, and devote our times to pious thoughts. And the poet asks the people to spend their time to think pious thoughts. Pious thoughts. The thoughts of how we can be helpful to the nation and our fellow beings. Let us control the riots. Here, the poet suggests people that they should control the riots. Means here riots means violent disturbance. Here the poet suggests people that they should control the riots. What happens if we cannot control the riots? Answer is we have to hang our heads in shame and admit that we failed miserably. We have the power to win, so why not end this din? Here the poet says that we have the power to win anything, so we should end up all the violence, cheating, and everything bad. Here is a question. Why should we end this din? What is the din? Din means disturbance. Why should we end this disturbance? Suppose if we do not if we do not end this din, what will happen? Then we have the power. It is only people who do not have the capacity to win create a lot of noise to make the people guess that they are highly capable. In this stanza, the poet suggested the people should unite themselves and fight against those who are inside. Now, let's move on. Let us unite and fight against those who incite. Let us not be misled by those who want to see us dead. We are a strong united nation. All we need is a bit of dedication. In this stanza, the poet suggests the people that they should unite and fight against the people, those who incite. It means the people who encourage violence, we have to fight against them. Here, incite means encourage somebody to be violent by making angry. And let us not be misled. Here, the poet suggests the people that we should not be misled by anybody. Who are misleading the people here? Answer is a few selfish leaders. A few selfish leaders who want to see or who want to achieve their own selfish goals are misleading the people. By those who want to see us dead, here the selfish leaders are who want to see our dead. What is the main aim of the people who are misleading us? The main aim of the people who are misleading us is to see that many people are dead, as it would satisfy their selfish ends. We are strong, united nation. All we need a bit of dedication. Here, the poet tells that we are a strong, united nation. What do we need? A bit of dedication. What we need to build a strong nation is a little bit of dedication. Here, the poet tells that if we want to build a strong nation, we shall have a little bit of dedication. A little bit of dedication. That is the poem of A Plea for India. If you take the tone of the poem is sorrowful or anxious. Theme. What is the main theme of this poem? So the major concept is appealing to Indians to live in harmony and work for the development of the country. This is the poem of A Plea for India, which was written by an unknown poet. Thank you all of you.